Anything in the notebook?
Your notepad and pen. Saviors of your bad short-term memory.
Let's see, let's take a look at this nasty gaping wound.
The ranger's midsection has been torn open by whatever attacked him. Several of his internal organs are visible. However, you notice that his liver seems to be missing.
You know, it might not be a Bigfoot as much as it just might be Hannibal Lecter. I ate his liver with some hava beans and nice Chianti. Let's see.
You'd really rather not handle another man's organs. You search through the ranger's pockets, but find nothing of interest.
Nothing there, I guess. Okay. Let's talk to the ranger.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Okay. Well, I got a nice list of stuff here to ask about. I guess I'll ask him about himself first.
Tell me about yourself.
Me? My name is Ernie. I've been a ranger here at Everglades National Park for
And
over
that
30
sound
years.
just like
I love nature.
Christopher
I guess it runs in
Walken.
my family since my brother moved out west to become a medicine man. Aside from that, I really don't know what else to tell you.
In fact, I am Christopher Walken, but don't tell anybody. I'm here incognito. That's French for in disguise. Let's see. Ask about the
It's a
park.
nice park you've got here.
Thanks. We rangers pride ourselves on keeping this state preserve as pristine and beautiful as we can. It's really a shame that our nation's wetlands are constantly disappearing.
Yes, I agree. Can you tell me how to get around the area?
Of course.
Little
There is a real
environmental
update.
message stuck right in there,
Over
not
there
at
you can
all,
see the roof of the visitor's center.
you
That
know,
is a ranger station, and of course there's
extremely,
the forest, too.
in your
Here,
face
take this brochure.
or anything.
It's got a map so you can find your way.
Thanks.
And I love the sound effects when you get a point. That's awesome, you know, that growl. That's very atmospheric. I like that. That kind of reminds me of, that's obviously inspired by Gabriel Knight, which is another adventure game where had a sound effect to play when you got a point. Let's see. Ask about the
What
murders.
can you tell me about the murders?
Oh my, they're horrible. Ranger
Oh
Morales
my.
is the 5th person we found in the past 2 weeks. Before that, we lost another ranger, a young woman named Rita Myers.
So Jay, you know, call
There
the
was also a
police or
vacationing
anything?
couple who were camping out in the woods.
It's kind
and
of
the
standard
first person we
procedure.
found was a teenage
You
boy who had gone
Find
out
5
hiking.
dead people.
All the bodies
It's nice
have
to
had one thing
nice
in
to call the
common.
police. Maybe
They
get
were
them
all
out there, you
missing
know,
their
because
livers.
Missing the livers.
Yes. Our best guess is that the skunk ape eats the livers.
Yikes.
just
When
like
the whole
Hannibal
problem
Lecter.
started, we found a few deer here and there with their livers torn out, but then we started finding people, and the MO just carried over.
Yeah, that's a kind of an interesting upgrade from deer to people. Let's see. I guess we'll ask about the dead ranger.
Tell me about Ranger Morales.
I didn't know him very well, but he seemed like a nice guy.
Do you know of any reason why he might have been attacked?
Not really, no. So far the murders have all seemed to be random. However, he's the first body that's been found so close to the main tourist area. The others have been further out in the woods. If this keeps up, we may have to close the park until something can be done.
Let's see. I ask about the skunk ape, I guess. That's the only thing left.
What do you know about the skunk ape?
I don't know any specific facts. The skunk ape was always more of an urban legend. But I have heard a few things. What exactly would you like to know?
A few non-specific facts, I guess. What is a skunk ape? A question of the century. In fact, you know, if I had a nickel for every time I went around asking people about the skunk ape, you know, I'd be a rich man by now. In fact, that makes a great pickup line. Hey lady, you want to see my skunk ape? No? Yeah, well, never mind. In fact, you never heard me say that. In fact, never quote me on that. Let's see.
What is a skunk ape exactly?
It's similar to a Yeti or a Sasquatch, but we call it a skunk ape because its trademark is a horrible smell. Some have described it as being a mix of
Hey, that's my
eggs,
trademark
bloody
too.
cheese, and dung.
That sounds unpleasant.
It is. But the good thing is that that characteristic will make it somewhat easier to track down.
I guess.
That's the characteristic that made it easy for my parents to track me down whenever they wanted to when I was a little kid. Sightings.
Has anyone actually seen the skunk ape?
The only ones who have are dead.
So there aren't any survivors or anything I could talk to.
I'm afraid not.
So if you haven't seen it, do you know what it looks like?
Not for certain, but the rumors of its appearance are all the same.
So if they're all
It's supposed to be
dead,
7 feet tall.
who's
weigh about
telling the
300
stories,
pounds,
I
and
wonder?
Have a nasty temper.
Glad I asked.
Animals.
Are there any other animals in the park that might be capable of attacking people like this?
Not really. The Florida panther might be capable of it, but there are so few of them left it seems unlikely that they would be to blame. Besides, they usually keep to themselves.
Have you found any evidence as to what might be responsible?
The only thing we've found so far is a large footprint near one of the murder scenes.
I see. That's all for now.
Okay.
Ah, a plan. I love it when a plan comes together. But you know, this is kind of early for a plan. I hope the game isn't over already. I'd feel like a cheat and waste my time. I still got about 50 points left. I wonder if I maybe missed a few here. Oh, that'd suck.
So, now that I know more or less what I'm dealing with, what do you suggest I do?
Run!
Well, that's a good question.
I
Obviously,
suggest
need to
you
find
get
out
the
why
heck
Skunk Ape
out of
decided to start
here!
killing people, and stop it from doing so again. As a park ranger, I'm morally opposed to killing it, but as it has already taken more than one human life, that may unfortunately be the only solution. I think your best bet is to go out into the forest and see if you can find out if the skunk ape has a lair, or someplace it stays regularly. Of course, you shouldn't go alone, but most of the other rangers
Of
have been too
course.
scared to go out into the woods since the killing started.
Of course.
I'd go with you myself, but I don't think I'm up for much excitement anymore.
You said most of the rangers were too scared to go into the woods. Are there any who aren't?
Well, there is one guy, Ranger Rick, but I don't
I wonder
know
what
if
he
I
meant
wanna
by
go.
that. I'd go with you alone out into the woods, but I'm not up for much excitement anymore. I wonder if he's kind of sensed Ben's gay tendencies. Ugh, Ben Jordan and